calls for transparency are growing in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Andrew Brown Jr., a 42-year-old black man, was fatally shot by deputies while a search warrant was being served on Wednesday. Body camera footage of that shooting exists, but it has not been made public. North Carolina law requires a court order for body camera footage to be released. In a press conference earlier today, Brown's family pleaded for the release of the video, and his son demanded accountability.
With all these killings going on, I never expected this to happen so close to home. And now I gotta live every day, my newborn, without even getting a chance to meet him at all. And that's gonna hurt me every day. I just want justice.
Joining us now is Bishop William Barber. He's co-chair of the Poor People's Campaign and spoke at today's press conference with Brown's family. Thank you so much for being here, Bishop William Barber.
Thank you
Reverend.
so much, Sister.
I'm like, I just want to make sure that I am doing the appropriate honorific. So first question, there's new audio that's giving us an idea of what went on moments after the shooting. So let's take a listen to that, and I want to get your reaction.
We have shot fire. We have shot fire. It's 421 Terry Street.
We've got one male, 42 years of age, gunshot to the back. We don't have reliable pulse at this time.
Shot in the back. This was supposed to be a routine execution of a search warrant. Reverend, does the family have any idea what happened and what led to their son's death?
Yeah, it was supposed to be routine in execution of a search warrant. We're trying to find out, was it in fact an execution? You know, I was asked by the family and the lawyers to be there. This is the second questionable police killing that I've dealt with during the Chauvin trial and right afterwards. Donovan Lynch in Virginia was shot, no body cameras were on. Now Andrew Brown Jr. is shot in the back, you hear. The authorities are not releasing the tapes. The sheriff and the DA can easily get that court order. This young man, 42-year-old, was a son, a nephew, a cousin, a father of 7. He was a human being, no history of violence, unarmed. And a warrant is not a license to kill. Even if the suspect drives away, a warrant does not mean a person is guilty. A warrant is not permission to shoot someone. This is not the mythological Wild West, dead or alive. And it's not authorization to shoot someone in the back. And we already know from the audio tapes that the shot or shots by pistols or assault rifles happen in the back. But now we need the tapes. Release the tapes. Release the tapes. There must be transparency. If it was a legitimate shoot, we need to see it. If it wasn't, we need it. The family can handle the truth. What they can't handle is the silence. And we can't keep having this, Sister Maxwell, where air fresheners lead to death, selling cigarettes lead to death, allegedly passing a $20 bill leads to death, and now warrants? Warrants? If you have a warrant, because police persons are the only people that would have a badge and a gun and can come to your door with a piece of paper and take your wife, your husband, your son, or your daughter out, and you say, I'll see you downtown. That is too much power for somebody that's trigger happy, and it's too much power for a bigot. We have to see the tapes.
It's such a critical point when you say that allegedly he was shot in the back, according to evidence so far. But we have not seen the full body camera video. They did not release that yet. Brown's family met with the sheriff's department yesterday, and they didn't even get to view the body cam video. Today, the sheriff's department released a video on Facebook about the timeline for releasing that footage, which seems like a lot of steps to me. So let's take a listen to what he said, and I'm going to get your reaction because this is a weird thing that is specific to North Carolina.
Because we want transparency, we want the body camera footage made public. Some people have falsely claimed that my office has the power to do so. That is not true. Only a judge can release the video. That's why I've asked the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation to confirm for me that the releasing of the video will not undermine their investigation. Once I get that confirmation, our county will file a motion in court, hopefully Monday, to have the footage released.
So this is something unique to North Carolina law. A judge has to approve it before the video is released. What's your reaction to that? Why is that extra step an obstacle to full transparency after a police killing in North Carolina?
Well, we've been against it, and a lot of these laws that Republicans have put on the books, we need to have body cameras, just like the audio need to be a part of the public record. But what the sheriff is saying is not actually true about his falsely claimed. He can go to the judge himself and have it released. The governor of the state, who's a former attorney general, 2 terms, has already spoken today and said these tapes ought to be released. They could be released. And we are in America. Remember what happened in Columbus, Ohio? They were released almost immediately. Released the tapes. The family, at the very least, and their attorneys have a right to see those tapes. They could see them right now. So we have, that's the problem. This is why we must have federal laws, so that when and if police murder people or shoot people, unarmed people, however, that the accountability makes sure that there is arrest, that there's prosecution, that there's prison, that there's payment, and when necessary, there is pattern and practice investigation federally. This is Eastern North Carolina. This is the South. We've had a lot. I could talk all day about problems we've had in the South. I could talk about it. I won't go into it. But this sheriff, what he just did with that is actually not the truth. He could quickly get that answer last week. He could go, he and the DA could go to the judge. They could take the steps. The tapes could already be out. And at the very least, the family and the family's counsel could have already seen these tapes. If it happened in Columbus, Ohio, it could happen in North Carolina. That's a cover-up. That's a stall. We need to see the tapes. We need to see the tapes now.
We'll have to leave it there. Bishop William Barber, thank you so much for being here, and we will pay close attention to see if that tape is released on Monday.